Hey guys, it's Anna here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to this really cool live stream. I'm gonna wait a second, see if anyone wants to jump on live, see what you guys are up to. I've just got home from the gym and I was going to wait to do this later, but I thought, no, you know what? I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do this live stream now because I think that this is going to be really cool kind of confession to make. And I think also probably quite helpful to a lot of people who may not be doing the thing that they're really, really, truly called to do, like basically, you know, their life purpose and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a little bit of a confession, okay? All right. I should have brought some water with me. I don't have any water. That's okay. That's all right. We will continue on. So, all right. Here's the thing, right? I have a bit of a confession, and it is that I don't think that I was a really good PT. To be honest, a personal trainer, right? That's what PT is. Well, I mean, I'm sure it stands for other things, but most people know PT stands for personal trainer. I don't think I was a very good personal trainer. And by this, I don't mean that, you know, I didn't do the work or I wasn't there for my clients or I wasn't getting them results or anything like that. I mean it in the sense that I didn't really take to personal training the way that, I don't know, maybe someone who's just really called to do it should. And I know this because I'm now, you know, in my time as a personal trainer, which I did for over a decade, that I was around a lot of people who are very much personal trainers. Like you can just tell. And even like now I send a lot of my clients who want ongoing training because I don't do it myself anymore. I have personal trainers that I can recommend because I just know that they are so passionate, so into it. Like they continue all of the study with all of the scientific journals and everything like that. And they're just so into it that I know that that's exactly what this person needs when they want that, right? And I guess I felt like I wasn't that, right? For me, don't get me wrong, I did all the study. I was, you know, top of the grade, top of the class, yada, yada, continued all my studies. I even did half a sports science degree. So I've got all the scientific stuff and everything like that. But I just didn't care that much, right? I didn't care to just, you know, have the nitty gritty of absolutely everything that needs to happen scientifically and break it all down and all that kind of stuff. It just bored me to tears because I knew how much easier it could be than basically just like racking your brain trying to figure every little step out, how much easier it could be, whether the goal was fat loss, whether the goal was muscle gain, whether the goal was fitness, whether the goal was rehab, like injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, I get all the scientific stuff and that's really awesome. And I'm really grateful that there's people out there that are doing that. But it just bored me to tears, right? Oh, there's a little something floated across. If you're there, say hi, because it's not even showing anyone on. But it baffled me and it just annoyed the shit out of me. I was like, I don't care. Like it's all well and good and it's all well and good to continue doing all of that. But if it's just so much easier if you get the right mindset, it's so much easier if you just allow all of this stuff to happen. And so this is why I go back and I kind of think, you know what, I wasn't really that great a personal trainer because as much as I for sure relied on and gave all the information about all the scientific, technical, all that kind of stuff, and as much as I was, you know, any of my clients will tell you I was so careful with like posture and technique and stuff like that, and I still am. Like if you've ever watched any of my videos of me actually training, I'm very much like strict on posture and technique and everything because your body, everything is interconnected, and if you don't focus on having a good technique with all of the exercises that you're doing, you're fucking up your body for a long time. So I was very strict and stringent on that stuff. But in terms of the other things, I was already becoming like the mindset transformational coach that I am now because it didn't feel right for me to just be like, okay, I'm just here to work on your physical body. I am just here to work on doing these exercises when I knew that alone none of these exercises were going to do anything to help this person, right? Whether the goal, especially if the goal was fat loss, none of the exercises I could give them would ever make any difference. And this is the truth. I'm sorry if this is, killing the fat loss industry or personal training industry, but any personal trainer, if they're actually being honest, will tell you that the exercises that you're doing at the gym, yeah, they're great and they've got a lot of uses and all that kind of stuff and blah, blah, blah. But really, if the rest of your lifestyle doesn't fit with and your mindset doesn't fit with the lifestyle of someone who's losing that fat and losing and getting leaner, it's going to do absolute jack shit, basically. Whereas if you have the mindset behind it and you have the lifestyle changes that go with it, it just becomes so easy and it becomes so effortless. And that is where the problem is, because it's like, once someone invests some money, like once someone has a PT session booked in once a week, they'll go do it most of the time. Like once in a while, you'll get someone who just cancels all the time and is happy to pay it or whatever. But most of the time, they've invested their money into it, so they'll go do it. And that's great. And they'll do the PT session or whatever. But that's nothing compared to the rest of their life. They're not going to get any kind of results if the rest of their life doesn't fit in with it, right? And that's where the coaching comes in, like straight away. It's just like, well, if you're not if your mindset's not right, if you're not actually doing the work, if you're not changing your lifestyle outside of the gym, if you're not actually coming in and doing your own training, all that kind of stuff, none of it actually matters. The one session or the 2 sessions that you have with a PT a week, yeah, it's better than nothing. Absolutely. Woo. But that's not how I live my life, and that's not how my clients want to live their life, is not, getting by on the bare minimum and just, whatever happens, right? If you have said hi, I'm really sorry. It's just not come up for me yet, which is really annoying. I should have got my laptop up. That might give me... Anyway, so it was kind of like, I guess, really, it was just showing me that what I had to do and what my impact on the world and my impact on the people that I work with is going to be much bigger than this. It was never going to be just about the personal training side of things. It was always going to be about actually getting them the results, because they've managed to change the things that need to be changed in order to support it, right? If it's fat loss, if it was muscle gain, same thing. Getting a 1 or 2 PT sessions a week, yeah, it'll do something, but it's not gonna, if the rest of your lifestyle's got no changes, then that's not gonna do anything either. Rehab even, like, post injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, I could absolutely help with that, but that was even more of a mindset thing. If your mindset is already, like, you've been through so many different doctors, so many different physios, so many different whatever, and your mindset is basically already, without you even saying it, I can tell when someone's in this mindset of, it's just never going to heal completely, it's just never going to completely get better, or it's never really going to be much better than this. You can do all the work you want in the world. If your mindset's already decided that, that's exactly what's going to happen, right? If you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're going to be right? And that's kind of what happens for a lot of people, is they get to that mindset because they've just been through so much, they've tried so many things, and this happens in fat loss, this happens in wanting to gain muscle, if it's, someone who's happens to be quite skinny, if it's fitness, if it's rehab, especially if it's anything to do with an injury that you're rehabbing. People have been through so many different things, tried so many different things, and they really feel stuck, and they've already got this mindset going in that nothing's going to change this. Like, yeah, great, I'm going to try something new, but it's already decided that it's not going to change. And as long as that mindset is there, everything else that you do isn't going to actually make any difference. It's just going to be another thing that you're going to add to your list of stuff that didn't work. Right? Because, and this is like the live stream that I shared yesterday that I did around just basically, if you've already, whatever your beliefs are is what you're going to find the proof of. So if you already believe that nothing's worked so far and nothing's going to work, you've already decided that, and you will find the proof, and you will find more proof to say that nothing's going to work. It takes a real mindset shift to be like, all right, I know this hasn't worked until now. I know that I haven't had the improvement that I want until now. I know I haven't lost the fat in the way that I've wanted until now. But this is different. My past does not equal my future. You have to develop that mindset first, right, in order to get any kind of results. And this was where I started to really suck as a PT, because I got sick of, I didn't want to train people when they were just showing up and going through the motions and training really hard even in the sessions, but I knew that the rest of their life just wasn't, that they were saying they had all these goals and they just weren't living up to it, right? They were just basically showing up for the session and going through the motions. And so I stopped training those kind of people. I got really picky, and before I knew it, I was, less PT and more of a coach. And whilst, the PT side of things, like, it was great. Like, my clients loved our sessions. They loved, the variety that I gave them. They loved the exercises. They loved the motivation, the pushing, the belief and all that kind of stuff. And obviously all the technical knowledge and how strict I am on technique. So the sessions themselves were great, but over time, I started to take on more and more clients and got rid of the clients who didn't want to do any of the mindset work because I just knew that they weren't actually going to get any results. And I don't like working with people who don't actually want to change, right? There's no point in that. The first step to anything is that you have to really want to change. And nobody else can do that step for you. I can help with everything else, right? And I do, like my VIP Dream Body Overhaul, the first VIP day that I launched last year, this year, my God, I'm already talking like it's 2018, that I launched this year is specifically around that, right? So that's your one-on-one full day immersion into fat loss, fitness, and feeling sexy as fuck. And that includes your nutrition and your training and all that kind of stuff. And I launched that specifically because I do still do that, but the day itself is, it's like an hour or something in the gym and actually working out a program for you, and like an hour or so again going through nutrition and everything. But the rest of the day is all the mindset and the lifestyle stuff and getting through your resistance and getting through your blocks and getting you really solid on what it is that you want and how you're going to actually get it, and getting your mindset right first, because the rest of the stuff, that'll come so easily when your mindset's in it. And so that's the same thing that, like, I've now launched the kind of sister, I guess, but really like it's the big sister of the VIP Dream Body Overhaul, which is the VIP Dream Life Overhaul. And this one is like your full day one-on-one immersion into just total transformation from the inside out of your entire life, right? So we go through all of your blocks, all of your resistance, all the stuff that you just don't want to, that's been holding you back from really going all in on the life that you want to live, living, according to someone else's rules, according to what other people want from you, and you're just done with it. You're ready to just step into you, full level abundance, next level you, go, right? And that's exactly why this developed. It developed from the first one that I did, the Dream Body Overhaul, because I just knew that I was done. I had not taken on a client for the sake of just having a PT session for quite a while, and then I completely just stopped PTing altogether because I was just done. And I knew that the clients that wanted to continue on in terms of, I guess, lifestyle transformational coaching would do that. And then the other ones, I was just done because I was just like, you know what, I'm not actually good at this PT thing. I'm not good at just pigeonholing myself into this position of being the person to train you. I'm not good at, I'm not good at, and I don't enjoy taking on clients basically for the money. Like years ago when I first started, and it was literally like, a lot of PTs will tell you this, it's like prostitution, right? Like you start off and you just take money from whoever will give you money to train them, because you're just like, oh my God, someone actually wants to give me money. And I get that. I was there for a long time, and I had clients who, no joke, would turn up for their like 45-minute session, and they would be 35 minutes late. And this was one session a week, and they wanted to build muscle. Like, what was I meant to do with 10 minutes? But this was week after week after week, and it did not matter how much, like, I didn't even have 10 minutes is not even long enough to go through some mindset coaching and to figure out what the fuck is actually going on that this person's just not committing, right? But this was the reality. This is what I sort of set myself the standard that, oh, well, if they give me money, they pay me every week, even if it's for that 10 minutes, well, I'll just take the money. I'm not like that anymore. And it changed very, very quickly when I decided who I actually want to work with and the difference that I want to make. And shock horror, my clients actually started doing the work because that was the standard I set for myself. And I let go of all the clients who didn't want to do the work, and who did just want to basically pay me to feel better about themselves. That's not what I'm here for. I'm better than that. And I refuse to do that. So if you want to, and that's the thing is with personal training, I think most personal trainers go through that kind of phase. But even as you grow, I realized I wasn't growing into any kind of amazing personal trainer who really loved what the whole role entails. I really was already evolving into the coaching side of things and into the mindset stuff and the personal training's like, it just came easy to me because I'm a fitness freak. I love my gym. Like, I love training. I train every single day. And so it just felt easy for me to be passionate about it because I am passionate about it. But it was just, you know, it was a smaller portion of, it was very small, really, like minuscule portion of what I'm really here to do. So, what I wanted to, you know, now that I've kind of explained that, I guess, tune in around what you're doing, right? Around what your career or purpose, if you're running your own business, if it's whatever it is, whether you want to work for someone else, whether you want to work for yourself, whether you want to, you know, freelance, whatever it is, I absolutely believe that there's a purpose and a, you know, passion for absolutely everyone, and doesn't have to be an entrepreneur. This is something that I get really riled up about, is entrepreneurs on their high horses, you know, basically bagging out jobs and all that kind of stuff as if, I don't know, it's somehow lesser than other people, and it just shits me to tears because, you know what, with that kind of attitude, how are you ever going to grow your business? Because at some point, if you want to actually grow beyond where you are, you're going to have to hire someone to help you, because you're not going to be able to grow to a certain degree without staff, right? And who do you think, what kind of employees do you think you're going to attract if you think that all employees are dropkick deadbeats who have no passion or purpose or anything in life? Like, that just shits me. Who do you think you're going to attract if that's your belief? I believe that everybody has a purpose and everybody has to do what is aligned to them. And for some people, that might be working for someone else. Someone else's vision might really align with theirs, and they maybe get really excited by that. And that is fucking awesome. That is amazing, because we are not here just for ourselves. We are here as a collective. We are here to engage with each other and to help each other and to heal this planet as a collective, right? We can't do it alone. So this idea that it's like, oh, well, you're lesser than me, really drives me up the wall. I'm going to try and stop myself from going all into that rant again, because I did do a big rant about that, which you can see on YouTube. If you go through my YouTube channel, just look up Anna Brooks Motivation on YouTube, you'll find it. And I think it's called like Why I'm an Entrepreneur and Employed Too. It's a really good rant. It's a really good one to send to any high horse entrepreneurs that you may know. Not personally, of course. Yeah, so getting back to my point, you know, sometimes you can be so close to what it is that you're truly meant to do. You can be so close to it, and you feel it's something that you're so passionate about and that you're so good at, and that you're, you know, you feel like this is it, this is what I want to do. But there's little clues that will come along that will be like, oh no, actually, you're meant to be a little bit off track here. This is good, but you're actually meant to be over here. And it's those little clues to look for. Like for me, it was just the fact that I was drawn more and more to the clients who wanted the full package, who wanted to work on the mindset, who wanted to work on the lifestyle, who really wanted to change in a big way, and not just, you know, basically the clients who, because there are people who, you know, are really, really happy and their goal might just be a bit more fitness or whatever it is. And they literally do come in, you know, 2 or 3 times a week just to get pushed to get fitter. And that's great. That actually really works. But I didn't want to work with those people anymore, right? And I could just tell that, no, I wanted to work with the people who really wanted to transform more. They wanted more. They didn't just want the stuff in the gym. They thought they did, but really, once we opened up, there was so much more. And it's the same with you, right? If you feel like what I'm doing is great and I'm great at it and people enjoy it and I feel passionate about it, but I just feel like it's not, like I'm kind of veering off into different things, or something else is kind of calling at me, just get curious about it. Just look into it. Just kind of think, well, what is it that is calling me about this, right? And get curious about it and just follow that little trail. Just see where it takes you, because it might take you somewhere completely different. It might just open up that what you're doing is actually amazing and that's what you want to do. Or it might actually just take you a little bit further. It might take you somewhere else. And that's the only way that you're going to figure it out, is by actually getting curious and trying to see what this other avenue could be, right? Because it's very easy to get caught up in what you are good at, what you have been good at for a long time, what you've known for a long time, especially if it just feels really comfortable and you know that you're making a difference and all that kind of stuff. It can be really easy to just get caught in that and just be like, well, this is it, this is where I'm at. But it might not be, right? And so it just takes that little bit of a shift to be like, okay, well, maybe there is more to this. Maybe there is something else that I could look in with this, right? Obviously, if you want to really dig into this deeply and just make the transformation happen really fast, then send me a private message, ask me for some more info about the VIP Dream Life Overhaul. This is happening, one spot available in January in Melbourne in Australia, and I've got a second one already booked for Sydney in February, so that one is also open just for one person. So if you want to send me a message, I'll send you the details. There's a video that explains exactly how it works and everything, but a big part of it is that we go really deep in uncovering exactly what your purpose is, exactly what you know that you're meant to be doing, and how to step into that person right now, especially if you feel like, even if, you know, you might be completely out of alignment, but at the end of the day, or it might be just a tiny bit, but when you think of it like a little course or something, if this is your purpose and you're going down that way and you're just that little bit off, then by the time you get to wherever, you're going to be so far from where you actually want it to be and from what your soul and your purpose truly knows that you're meant for. So a little bit off is a lot off, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in terms of the personal training, because it's very close to what I do now. In many ways, it's so similar, but it was a completely different ballgame, and it was a completely, it was just, if I had continued that way, I would have ended up so far from where my purpose was and from where I truly make the impact that I want to make and step up in the way that I want to step up, right? So if you do want to know more about that, please send me a private message. I'll send you the video that explains everything that happens with the VIP Dream Life Overhaul. And yes, apart from that, I think we're done. I may or may not do a live stream before Christmas. So if I don't, then Merry Christmas. Have an amazing time, or Merry whatever it is, holiday that you're celebrating. And yes, I will talk to you guys really soon. Have an amazing day. And remember, live life on purpose.